Abigail Atkinson, and I have been practicing yoga since I was pregnant with my daughter, who's turning 22 this year, so that's like 23 years I've been practicing yoga. Well, I was pregnant and everything else felt awful in my body, so I was doing prenatal yoga, and I loved it. So it kind of continued from there. There was a Bikram yoga in Salt Lake City, where I lived at the time, and so that's where I started my practice after she was born, at the Bikram studio, and practiced there for a long time before I got into vinyasa, before I got into becoming a yoga teacher. So I really love Bikram yoga, or 26 and 2 as it's called now. I'm out walking on this beautiful morning. I am walking to celebrate my birthday, but also to celebrate that I can walk, because I had to relearn how to walk again after my stroke. The stroke happened while I was in the middle of teaching a yoga class. I started to feel sick. I knew something was wrong. Yoga is this practice that teaches you to really listen deeply to your body. We're constantly listening to the noise in our head, and we often shut down the wisdom, the messages that are in our body, innate within us. So I felt like I was becoming better at that, having practiced yoga for a long time. So when I had the stroke, the EMT who arrived on the scene thought that I had vertigo and told me to go lie down, and if I still felt sick later, to go into the doctor's office. And I was like, hell no, take me to the hospital now. And I'm so glad I did, because it got me to the hospital within that critical hour. I mean, the neurologist on duty saw me and knew instantly I was having a stroke. I got a CAT scan. They found a small tear on the inside right lining of my right vertebral artery. And my blood had clotted to heal that tear. And that's what caused the stroke, what blocked the blood flow to my brain. So my pain was severe enough. My right side wasn't working. I wasn't able to walk. And for the EMT to say it's probably just vertigo, I just knew better. I knew, and I'm so grateful I listened to myself, because my physical deficiencies could have been far greater, or I might have died. I actually thought I was going to die. After I got admitted to the hospital, I was in the ICU for about 4 or 5 days, and I was pretty much in a bed the whole time. I didn't really know what the effects were for a little while, until the day that 2 physical therapists came up to my room to take me for a walk. So they helped me up, and I tried to walk, but my right side just wasn't responding. My leg wasn't moving. I mean, I'm telling my body to walk just like I was yesterday, but my leg's not moving. So I had large motor skill deficits. My balance was affected. I was basically completely uncoordinated for a long time. I got sent home from the hospital with a walker, and I used that for a few months. But I was so determined, I was so determined to heal, and this is one of the ways that yoga helped me. It helped me to rebuild my relationship with my body, because after I had this stroke, I felt very betrayed by my body. And so I had this little mind-body disconnect happen. And, I kept thinking about how I was before. And that still creeps up sometimes, because, I'll never really have the body that I had before the stroke. And so it's been a journey of really accepting that. And yoga is a huge part of how I was able to redevelop that relationship, how I was able to learn how to inhabit my body fully again. The body that I have today, not the body that I used to have. Just present with exactly how I am and loving myself as I am. Yoga helped me physically start to move in my body again. And here's the thing about yoga, it's different than other types of movement. It requires a little more coordination, right and left brain hemisphere stuff. So yoga is really great for brain plasticity. Now in the beginning, even after I wasn't using the walker again, it's taken me a long time to regain any balance. I still have balance issues. I learned how to adapt my yoga practice to make it work for my body rather than trying to do all the things that I was doing before. And then I started using walls, furniture, chairs, like anything in my house became a yoga prop. And I loved it because it gave me access to the practice. So yoga helped me with my walk, helped me with my balance, and really become a fully functional human being again. I was driving again within 9 months. And I've met some beautiful people in the adaptive yoga community. I actually specialize in teaching adaptive yoga now. But I never really stopped to grieve the loss of who I was. And so during my meditation and yoga practice, one day I remember just laying on the floor in a pool of tears, just crying and letting it out. Just letting it go, knowing that I was never going to be the same again. Letting myself feel angry and frustrated, and at the same time feel so grateful just to be alive. And even sitting down here with you and sharing this story, sharing our stories, our very personal stories, our sacred stories, is this deep act of healing. And so every time I get a chance to talk about it, I heal just a little bit more. It's so interesting to me how we can hold these opposing emotions all at the same time, because the stroke, while I would never wish it on anybody, was a gift for me. I'm not the same person. Physically, there's that physical part, but emotionally, I'm a more compassionate person. I have so much more empathy for other people. I am a far better mother than I was before I had this stroke, and in general, just a better human being. Deeply, deeply grateful to just be alive and be in the experience of life.